welcome to the Quiet Your Inner Mean Girl podcast, a place for you to find the courage you need to take the first step and every step thereafter to create the habits, the confidence, and the life that you love. I'm your host, health and life coach, Abby Hegney. Let's dive in. Welcome back to episode 84. How are you doing this week? I am so excited to bring you this episode. It is a big part of the work that I do with my clients inside the Quiet Your Inner Mean Girl method. And I have been wanting to bring this podcast to you for a while now because I think that it is an essential part of creating habits that last and losing weight for good. And yet, I don't think that it's something we typically think about when we decide that we want to create change in our lives or when we're going through the process of creating the change that we want in our life. What I think most commonly happens is that we think about this as a result of what we will create once we nail down the habits that we want, or we hit the number on the scale that we want to see, or at least a number on the scale that we can feel proud about, even if it's not the number that we were hoping for. We think about it as a result of achieving our goals or getting there. But the truth is, this is an essential part of the equation. It's not a result. It's what lays the foundation. It's what long-lasting habits are created upon. It's what builds confidence and trust within us that number one, we can and will lose the weight that we want to lose. And number two, that the weight that we've lost is lost for good. What I'm talking about today is being the woman who creates habits that last and loses weight for good. Being the woman who commits to her goals, who sees them through no matter what. Being the woman who lets go of the rules, the quote unquote rules, right, that she has always thought that she needed to follow. The rules that belong to someone else, the rules that have felt restrictive and don't actually work for her life. It's about being the woman who rewrites them, who creates a feel-good plan for her, one that works with her life, one that she can follow with ease. It's about being the woman who allows it to be something that she can follow with ease. It's about embodying the belief that you can and you will do it. You will create the habits, and this time you will stick with them. You will lose the weight, and this time you will keep it off. Most people go directly to everything that they need to do. They want to know what to do and how to do it. The what and the how check the boxes. It makes you think that you're doing it, quote unquote, right. But anyone can check the boxes. Anyone can follow a plan, stay on track, go through the motions, do all the right things. Anyone can be good. And that can create results. But as soon as you stop checking all of those boxes, as soon as you stop going through the motions, as soon as you go back to living your life, that's when the habits slip. That's when the weight comes back on. The what and the how don't change you. And I really want you to hear that. The what and the how don't change you. They don't change how you see yourself. They don't change how you show up when life feels challenging. They don't change how you feel or what you think is possible or what you believe that you are capable of. They don't change how you speak to yourself or the relationship that you have with your body. They don't change your dependency on motivation, on needing to feel like it. They don't help you to navigate the negative emotions or to choose to keep going when you want to give up. It's why most people give up. It's why most people don't maintain the habits that they create and why most people gain back the weight that they lose. The what and the how may create short-term results. I know for sure that's what they did for me. I checked the boxes. I did all of the right things. I stayed on track. Gosh, I spent so much time being good. And I did. I lost weight. I did the things that I thought were new habits that I was creating, but it never lasted because the stories I told myself all day, every day, the negative thoughts and the criticism that I had about my body, the way that I saw food and the way that I looked at movement and what I thought I was capable of never changed. Even when I was doing all of the right things and losing weight, I still believed that it was so hard. I still believed that it wouldn't last, that I would never stick with anything. I still told myself that it wasn't enough. I still criticized my body. I had a terrible relationship with food. I was either all in or I was all out. And when you are someone who believes that it's hard, it will always be hard. When you believe that you can never stick with anything, you will never stick with anything. When you believe that it's not enough or that you have no control, it will never be enough. You will never have the control that you want, no matter what you do or how much you do. Asking, what do I need to do and how do I do it are not the right questions. When you want to create habits that last and you want to lose weight for good, the best question to ask yourself is who do I need to be? Who do I need to be to do things differently than I've done before? Knowing that what I have done before hasn't lasted. What I have done before has led me here, still looking for the thing that will work. Who do I need to be when things feel good? When I'm making progress, when the scale is moving, when I'm sticking with things? Who do I need to be when it feels hard? When things don't go as planned? When life challenges me? When my journey feels rocky? Who do I need to be to keep going? To not give up? Someone once told me that I shouldn't talk about weight loss being challenging because it would deter women that women already think that it's too hard. And if I talk about the challenges, then they'll think for sure they won't be able to do it because they already think they're failing at it and it'll just reinforce that belief. And I get that. I do. I really get that. But I think what is even more true is that I would be doing a complete disservice to anybody who wants to create healthier habits or who wants to lose weight if I painted this picture of it being an easy, smooth journey. I think that that is part of why most people give up, why so many women will go on feeling uncomfortable in their own skin, thinking that change isn't possible, that they can't do it, because they weren't fully prepared for it to feel challenging at times. And that doesn't mean that it will always feel challenging. And it certainly doesn't mean that they can't do it or that it's not possible. But when I think that we finally feel ready to start, when we finally have the motivation or the courage to take that first step, and we have a plan that we're going to follow, and we're excited for that plan, we anticipate that those things are enough. And I do think that starting is the hardest part. I tell my clients that all of the time when they schedule a free consultation. I'm like, you've done the hardest thing. But that doesn't mean that it's a smooth ride from there on out. Life is not a smooth ride. And when we reach our goals, when we've created the habits that we wanted to create and we've lost the weight that we wanted to lose, that does not entitle us or grant us a smooth path forward. So when I talk about the challenges or it feeling hard at times, it's because I want you to know that it's not you. It feels hard and challenging for everyone in different ways and at different times, but everyone experiences challenges and hardships and a lack of motivation and self-doubt throughout their entire journey. I tell my clients all of the time, I never feel like waking up and working out in the morning. It is a challenge for me every day to get myself out of bed and moving. I am not more motivated than any of you. I don't spring out of bed with a pep in my step. The difference between me and someone who turns off their alarm and talks themselves out of getting up, the difference between where I am now and where I was 10 years ago is deciding who I want to be. It's not the how or the what. It's not setting my alarm at night or laying out my workout clothes so it's easy to just grab them and put them on in the morning. It's not planning the workout or the class that I'm going to take. It's not putting on like my phone across the room so that I'm forced to get up when the alarm goes off. It's not motivation or willpower. It's choosing to be the woman who does what she says she's going to do. It's choosing to be the woman who remembers what she wants and is willing to talk herself into it when she has so many reasons that she could talk herself out of it. It's choosing to be the woman who doesn't need to feel motivated in order to make decisions she knows will make her feel good. It's choosing to be the woman who takes care of her body, who starts her day on her terms, who carves out time for herself even when life is busy, especially when life is busy. That version of me is willing to do the uncomfortable thing at times. It is much more comfortable to stay in bed, to shut off the alarm and go back to sleep, especially this time of year when it is cold and it is dark out in the morning. But I don't like that version of me as much as I like the version of me who does what she knows makes her feel her best. I love the version of me that holds on to belief that she can do it. I love the version of me who talks herself into the things that she wants to do. Even when there is doubt, even when there is overwhelm, even when I don't feel like it. The version of me that isn't afraid of challenges or doesn't spiral in overwhelm when things don't go as planned. And I tapped into that version of me a lot this week. It was an even busier week than normal. There were a lot of extra things going on after school and in the evenings. We had a series of much later nights than normal. There was a long to-do list that I wanted to get accomplished every day. I had client calls, I had new client calls, and yet it didn't feel stressful. In fact, I think I got even more done this week than I had planned because I tapped into the version of me who knows that she can handle it. The version of me that trusts herself to handle it. The version of me who still takes care of herself and her body even when life is busy. The version of me who has her own back, who knew that she could handle it even when things look different than normal. I can think of so many times in my life when deciding who I wanted to be completely changed my life and the course of actions that I took. When I decided to be the woman who didn't hate her body anymore, instead of listening to my inner mean girl and beating myself up like I had done for years and years. When I decided that diets and restrictions weren't working for me, when I chose to be the woman who felt in control around food, who just didn't turn to food when she felt sad or stressed or overwhelmed, the woman who allows all foods to fit into her life without guilt, but also without overeating them. When I became a mom, I couldn't read the parenting books. I tried. I think every parenting book that I tried to read made me want to cry, or probably made me cry very much because I felt like I was doing it all wrong. Instead of just trying to like read the books and check the boxes, what I did was I decided who I wanted to be. I decided that I wanted to be the mom who would figure it out, who would trust herself and what she knows and what she is learning about her kids to know the right path forward, to try things. And if they didn't work, I trusted myself to try something else. I thought about the version of me that I wanted my kids to grow up with. And so I put the books away and I leaned into that. And when I decided to leave behind the career that I had spent building for over 15 years and become a full-time entrepreneur and coach, I didn't have a roadmap. I didn't have the here's what you need to do and how you need to do it. I don't think any entrepreneur actually does. Everybody will tell you here's what you need to do, but you don't actually know until you do it. So instead, I had to think about who do I want to be? How do I want to navigate this road that I'm choosing? Who do I need to be when it doesn't go as planned? When I'm faced with challenges, when I want to give up? Who is the version of me that keeps going? Thinking about who I want to be has built so much trust in myself. I don't need to know the way because I trust that I will figure it out. I trust that I will find what works for me. As I have built trust in myself, I have created ease in every one of those journeys. That is what I want to invite you to do too. That is the work that I do with my clients inside the Quiet Your Inner Mean Girl method. We create ease in your journey. That's very different than thinking that it's going to be easy. But you don't need it to be easy when you know that you bring the ease. When you build trust in yourself and your decisions, when you build confidence to keep going, when you root yourself in the belief that you can and you will create the habits that you want and you will lose the weight that you want to lose, and this time you will confidently keep it off. The woman who believes that she will create the habits that she wants and she will lose the weight that she wants to lose sees herself differently than the woman who doesn't believe that she can do it. She sees herself differently from the woman who is trying to figure out how to do it. The woman who believes that she will do it sees herself as capable, resourceful, confident. She approaches her journey with a greater self sense, a greater sense. Let me find the right word there. She approaches her journey with a greater sense of calm and ease. She doesn't give up in the face of challenges or setbacks. She doesn't wait to feel motivated. She doesn't believe that there is a perfect time to start. She doesn't expect to feel entitled to immediate results. Instead, she remains focused on who she is becoming. She stays rooted in the belief that she holds in herself, in what's possible and what she's capable of. And when that belief starts to fade, because that does happen from time to time, we do some days doubt ourselves, we do some days question whether we can do it. But when that belief starts to fade, she works to bring herself back. She doesn't fall victim to it. She doesn't see that as, yep, this is how it is. She works to bring herself back because she knows that she likes the version of her that believes in herself so much more than the version of her that continues to doubt herself and give up. Instead of giving up, she keeps going. She makes decisions with intention, decisions that make her feel proud, decisions that align with the habits that she wants to create and the weight that she wants to lose and the life that she wants to be living. Decisions that at the end of the day feel good. Decisions that move her forward, that create motivation and momentum. Decisions that carry more confidence and certainty and less urgency and need. Many of us go about our journey, especially when it comes to creating healthier habits and losing weight, needing to see results quickly in order to believe that it's possible, that it's working, that we can do it. But when you step into being the woman who knows it will happen, you release the need, the urgency, the push for quick results. That is where you build trust in yourself. The most confident women are not the women who get results fast. They are the women who learned to trust themselves along the way, the women who never gave up, the women who chose to believe in themselves and what they want and chose time and time again to believe that they are the ones who create what they want, the ones that bring that vision to life. It is always easier to believe the stories of your inner mean girl. The stories that tell you that you can't do it, that you have never been able to stick with anything, that you have tried everything and nothing works. Stories that make you want to give up, to forget about what you want, or to believe that it's out of your control. That is always available to you. That will always be the easier path to take. And I believe that those stories often get louder the closer we move ourselves to believing that we can achieve our goals. I believe that they get louder the closer that we step to the edge of our comfort zone. I believe that they get louder the more ready we feel. And I believe with all of my heart, because I have experienced this myself and I have seen it over and over and over again with my clients, that the more we choose to quiet those stories, we don't have to eliminate them. That's not what this is about. We don't need to make them go away. But the more that we choose to turn the volume down, to quiet those stories and the voice of uncertainty and doubt and just wanting to know the way, the more that we will open ourselves up to creating the change that we desire, the change that we are more than capable of creating, the change that we deserve. I want you to think about who you are and how you show up when you believe, I don't know how, or I don't know where to start, or when you think, I don't know if I'm doing it right. or when you think, but what if I can't? Or I don't know if I can, or I don't know where to go from here, or I don't know what to do next. Think about how you make decisions when you are coming from that place, from trying to figure out the right thing that you need to do, but not believing that you can actually do it or that you will stick with it or that it is something that will last. Think about how you handle the days when you don't feel motivated, when you don't believe you know what to do or how to do it, or that you are the woman who can do it. Think about how you make decisions when things don't go as planned and you believe that nothing is working, when you are telling yourself, what's the point or why bother? This is why so many women struggle to create better habits and to lose weight that they want to lose. They are constantly searching for everything that they need to or should do, but they don't actually believe that they can do it, or they don't trust that if they do it, it will work. They carry that sense of urgency and need, and if things don't happen right away, they give up. But think about how you would show up if you believed with certainty that you could do it. And maybe you can't take yourself to the place of, I can do it. But what if you believed with certainty, I'm willing to see this all the way through? I'm willing to figure this out. I'm willing to find the way. I'm willing to do things differently. If you believed that you would create the habits that you wanted to create, habits that felt easy to maintain, habits that work with your life, think about who you would be if you believed that you would lose weight, that you would lose it and keep it off. What would you be doing differently if you were already that version of you? What would you be doing differently if you had already lost the weight and felt confident that it was gone for good? What decisions would you be making? What would you be doing? What wouldn't you be doing? How would you talk to yourself? What would you believe about yourself? What would you do to create ease in your life? How would you dress for the day? How would you handle challenges or a lack of motivation? There is a very different version of you that is available. One who believes in herself and trusts herself. One who lives in alignment with what she wants to create. One who doesn't wait for motivation, who doesn't believe that she has to feel like it in order to do it. One who doesn't feel like she has to muscle her way through it and do it all on her own. One who seeks support and embodies the version of her that wants to like luxuriate in having somebody with her every step of the way. One who remembers what she wants and why she wants it. One who isn't afraid of challenges, who doesn't back down when it feels hard. One who chooses to keep going. That is the version of you I want to invite you to step into today, tomorrow, this week, this month, this year, for the rest of your life. Choose that version of you. I promise you, when you do, your path will unfold. All of the pieces will start to fall into place. Everything that once felt hard will start to feel easy, and you will feel healthier, more confident, more energetic, more alive than ever before. All right, that is this week's episode. I have so many episodes that I can't wait to bring you this year. So I hope that you enjoyed this one, and I will be back next week. If you are loving this podcast, please subscribe, rate, or review. Or if you know someone who would benefit from this message, please share it with them. And if you are ready to quiet your inner mean girl to create habits habits that make you feel amazing, to lose weight and confidently keep it off while living the life that you love, I invite you to schedule your complimentary 60-minute consultation. We'll discuss where you are, where you want to be, and how my Quiet Your Inner Mean Girl method can help you create the future that you want. You can find the link to book your call in the show notes, or you can also connect with me directly on Instagram at Wellness with Abby H. I can't wait to talk to you.